Today we are talking about Mandarin idioms 以逸待劳 wait at ease, while the enemy labors 以逸待劳 meaning and origin, original context 以逸待劳以逸的爱待了熬劳 is the fourth strategy from the 36 Stratagems 36计 It means preserve your strength and wait for the enemy to exhaust themselves before striking 以逸待劳 use rely on, is rest, conserving energy, 待 wait for, 劳 exhaustion fatigue, core concept 以逸待劳 conserve your strength while letting your opponent tire themselves out, and strike when they are at their weakest. 2. Historical background 以逸待劳 Battle of Guandu 200 CE. During the late Eastern Han Dynasty, Cao Cao faced Yuan Shao in the famous Battle of Guandu. Yuan Shao had a much larger army, but Cao Cao used 以逸待劳 by defending a fortified position and letting Yuan Shao's troops exhaust themselves through prolonged attacks. Once Yuan Shao's forces were weakened and supplies were depleted, Cao Cao launched a decisive counterattack and achieved victory 以逸待劳 strategy used. Cao Cao preserved his army's strength and resources, while Yuan Shao's overextended forces became vulnerable due to fatigue and logistical failure 以逸待劳 3. Core concept, rest while the enemy tires themselves out, strike when the enemy is exhausted and morale is low 以逸待劳 By maintaining a defensive stance and avoiding unnecessary engagement, you can 以逸待劳 preserve your resources, wait for the enemy to overextend or weaken, choose the right moment to attack and ensure victory with minimal effort 以逸待劳 Example Napoleonic Wars Russian Scorched Earth Strategy 1812以逸待劳 Background When Napoleon invaded Russia in 1812, the Russian army used a scorched earth strategy, retreating deep into the country while burning crops and supplies. The French army, stretched thin and suffering from extreme cold, became exhausted. The Russian army then attacked the weakened French forces, leading to Napoleon's disastrous retreat 以逸待劳 Wait at ease while the enemy labors aspect 以逸待劳 The Russians avoided direct confrontation, allowing the French army to weaken before launching a counterattack 以逸待劳 Amazon and DC Armors Market 以逸待劳 Background Amazon initially focused on building a robust e-commerce platform while allowing other retailers to experiment with new markets. As these smaller companies invested resources and exhausted themselves trying to establish dominance, Amazon entered the same markets later with superior logistics and pricing, eventually outcompeting them 以逸待劳 Wait at ease while the enemy labors aspect 以逸待劳 Amazon conserved resources and let other companies test the market, then struck decisively 以逸待劳 Example Apple's entry into the smartphone market 以逸待劳 Background Before the iPhone, companies like BlackBerry and Nokia dominated the mobile phone market. Apple waited and analyzed consumer behavior and technological advancements. Once the market was ready, Apple introduced the iPhone, completely transforming the industry and overtaking its competitors 以逸待劳 Wait at ease while the enemy labors aspect 以逸待劳 Apple avoided entering the market prematurely and struck when the time was right, leveraging its superior product 以逸待劳 5. In business and daily life 以逸待劳 In business, observe your competitors, let them spend resources to test new products, and enter the market when demand stabilizes. In negotiations, allow your opponent to present multiple proposals, tiring themselves out before making your final offer. In sports, preserve energy during the initial phase of a match and push harder when your opponent shows signs of fatigue 以逸待劳 6. Summary Wait at ease while the enemy labors 以逸待劳 teaches, conserve energy and avoid unnecessary conflict. Let your enemy tire themselves out before striking. Take advantage of a weakened opponent and secure an easy victory 以逸待劳 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 By mastering this strategy, you can ensure success while minimizing effort and risk 以逸待劳